one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Okay. More years, more money, everything was better. I say already yes to the president of Seville. I told to my brother, so we will stay here and I will get married with this girl, which brings us the drink. There starts my story with my wife today.
That's unbelievable.
Barcelona is different. They don't want only that you win. You have to win in a special way. I was really happy to be part of them and not to have to fight against them. Fight against them was not so easy. I'm really clear because in some moments I was much closer to play with the Swiss national team. I remember one situation that Deschamps was going crazy with Pogba and some players because they didn't know how to defend us.
Salut tout le monde, nouvel épisode de Colinterview avec Ivan Rakitić. Je vous ai pas menti, beaucoup d'invités, beaucoup d'expos, des grands noms. Et comme j'ai kiffé, on vous a laissé tous les thèmes qu'on a abordés avec Ivan pour que vous kiffiez. Comme moi, j'ai vécu le moment, c'était magique. C'est parti, Ivan, comment tu vas?
Perfect. Very easy, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be with you today. To be honest, it's just a dream for me. I'm a big fan of football and I'm a big fan of what you do. So thank you very much for being with me today. Before we start, at the moment, you are in the pre-season program, yeah?
Yeah, we are.
How do you feel? How do you feel the team?
Fine, quite good. Of course, a lot of work, many trainings. Even there are some days a bit more tired, but we are working very hard. It's also an important part for the long season we have in front of. So everything is going well.
Okay, cool. I would like to know you a little bit better today. First of all, when I look at your career, I see that you have some sort of secret. You have an ability to adapt everywhere you go. You've been in Germany, you've been in Spain, you've been with the national team, you've been in Switzerland, everywhere. Every time you happen to be one of the most important players in the squad. How do you manage to adapt so quick to any kind of atmosphere?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I just do what I really like to do. So for me, playing football, it's like enjoying every day. Even maybe the important part for me that I'm born in Switzerland, a language you have to speak German, English, French, Italian, everything. So even maybe also in this private life you have to adapt a lot. So maybe all these parts where I can bring it also to my professional career, and I was also really maybe a bit happy that in all these teams I had big and important players behind me, helping me a lot. So all these steps with them was quite easier.
I hear that you can speak well. Obviously, your English is really good. Your Spanish sounds so fluent and natural. I've been told that you can speak French. You can speak German. Well, is that so important to you when you arrive somewhere to, embrace the culture, embrace the language, embrace everything that is around you to feel better when you play football?
I think this is the most important part, to have this communication with the teammates, with the people from the club, also with the fans, with the media. I saw it when I was in Germany. Of course, for me was it easy because I speak German. But we had some players from China, from Japan, from Spain. Didn't speak the German, and I saw this when I arrived to Seville, where at the start I didn't speak Spanish, so it was really hard. It's not easy, and there was like a point where I say, let's go. You have to learn it because, of course, you're in the team, but to feel really like to be a part of it, you have to have this day-by-day communication. It's very easy on the pitch. It's very easy to say left, light, come, go, and everything. But to have a truly communication with them, you have to go with them for lunch, to take a coffee. But it's impossible if you can't speak with them. So I tell you that it's maybe one of the most important part of a professional career to have this communication with all the people in the club.
The last question I have about your personality is, and I know it will maybe embarrass you a little bit, but when I was doing my research on you, I saw a quote from Mourinho saying that you are probably one of the most underrated player. I know you won't like this question, but I need to ask you, how do you manage to become the most important player in every squad you're part in? You are one of the biggest player in the national team. Sevilla today. It was also the case when you are in the first spell in Sevilla. Schalke 04. same thing. Barcelona, biggest club in the world, same thing. And all the time, you're never said as one of the best player of the team by the fans or by the media or stuff like that. How do you experience that? How do you feel it?
I think for me, the most important part is that the team is going the right way. So I can understand that the fans and all the people like football, they are behind them who are scoring the goals, because finally after 2 or 3 days, nobody will ask you, how was the game? They was just asked who scored.
That's true.
It's how it is. But I think that for me, for example, when I arrived to Barcelona, it was quite clear for me that I have to understand my game in another way. So all what I did in my first part in Seville, it was clear that it have to be different and will be different in Barcelona. But it's quite easy to say, I have to do it different. But then on the pitch, you have to understand it, you know. So when I changed to Barcelona, it was like, let's enjoy every day, because I did this step really to enjoy, to be with the best players in the world, try to win all the titles, and to do really happy our fans. And this was the only part in my head. And this in every step. When I did my first step from Switzerland to Schalke, it was the same. First time Champions League, to be with big players, to try to win the Bundesliga. And it was really like this. Try to enjoy, be happy, then everything will be much easier.
I have a question for you. It's a bit private, so let me know if you're okay to talk about it. This anecdote, I was working on our interview, and I saw this anecdote, and it's just fascinated me so much. Before you signed for Sevilla, another club was in the race to get you. My first question is, which club was it? And the second question is, this is the very moment when you met your wife, wasn't it? Can you tell me the story about it? Because I read it and I was like, okay, until I have him saying it to me, telling me the story, I can't believe this story. It's too magical. So tell me the true story, please.
It was really crazy. I was really close to sign a new contract in Schalke. This was the last days of January. Because I finished my contract in June, and they offered me a new contract. But for me, it was like the point to do something new, something different. So there, when they told me, so it's better to leave the club now, because if not, we don't know how it will be the last 3 or 4 months in the club. And then we start to move everything, where we did the agreement with Sevilla. I was traveling to Sevilla, I think the 27th of January in the night. It was like 10:30 in the night. I arrived there. They give me an amazing welcome. Everything perfect. I have dinner with the sports director, and the next morning I had to do the medical tests and then to sign the contract. So, but I was really nervous. 22 years old, so the first big step also to a new country. And I get to take a drink in the hotel with my older brother. And I started speaking a bit about the situation, everything, and we was there. And then, first of all, another team, which this is the first question I can't answer you, because this will stay for me because of the respect for the other club. Okay. But very, very, very big club in Europe, one of the biggest clubs in Europe. In the history. They called me that they heard that I arrived to Seville, but I still didn't sign the contract. They will sign the next morning an airplane to pick me up and to bring me there and to sign the contract there. More years, more money, everything was, in this moment, was better. It was better. And then I started to speak to my brother because he told me, what do you want to do? I told to my brother, so we here. I say already yes to the sports director and to the president of Seville. I will stay here because my word is much more important than to sign a paper. And so we will stay here, and I will get married with this girl, which brings us the drink. And my brother said, okay, whatever you want. And there starts my story with my wife today. So I saw her the first night. She was there. She was working. She bring us the drink. And for the next 3 months, I think I was every day there to take a drink.
That's unbelievable. That's a very nice story, mate. Sorry. And so brave of you, because first you decided to sign for the club despite the big offer that you had next to it. And that's very rare in football nowadays. And then for your wife, congratulations. Very brave of you. Of course, since I have you, I need to talk to you about Barcelona. You said that you were really good at adapting to a new environment, and it was really important for you to do it when you signed for a new club. What was the biggest obstacle, the biggest limit, or the biggest difficulty that you met when you started at Barcelona?
I tried to see everything like in a natural way. Of course, I know that all the people, they will ask me about Leo Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, how is it, everything, no? So I try to see it like just playing football with friends. So about the pressure and all this obstacle, what you say, I think there are a lot, because for me, where I really can explain maybe this part of pressure or vision of football is in my first official game, we played at home in the first weeks against Granada, one of the first leagues in the league, and we won 6-0. I scored my first goal for Barcelona there. And the first question, I go to speak to the press. The first question was, congratulations, but we can see that you're still not playing really well. What happened if it's because just starting the league? And I say, we just won 6-0 against an important team in Spain. I don't know, of course, we need time to to pick up the movements and everything, but what do you want more? So there is maybe where you can explain that Barcelona is different, but why it's different? Because they don't want only that you win. You have to win in a special way. And there was the biggest obstacle to say that you have to be at 100% every day. So you have to do magic every weekend, every game. So you have to be at the highest level. And this was maybe the most important part, where you have to say that it's not only to win 1-0, 2-0, or even 5-0. No, you have to win it in the right way, in a way where the people say, this is Barca. And this was the most important part, where I was really, really surprised to say it's not only about winning, it's about winning in the Barca way.
Okay. You mentioned Messi, you mentioned Xavi. You can relax. I won't ask you questions about them. Today it's only about you, and I want to know only about you. But playing along with such players, how did it change you? How was the change between the player you used to be before signing there and the player you became after playing along them?
Of course, the biggest players in the world, they was playing in Barcelona. So I know that it will be really hard, or even the people start saying that I'm coming to Barca to replace Xavi and whatever. I say, no, it's just keep going learning what Xavi is doing. So for me, it was, for example, this one season I had with Xavi was really amazing, because you can learn so many details. The most important part, it's a bit curious, but it's not only on the pitch. It's all around the pitch, how he prepares the games, his treatment with the people in the club, with the fans, with the teammates. Now you can understand why this guy won maybe around 30 or 40 titles in his career, because it's working every day, preparing every details, and there where you really start to understand why they are in the top, So of course they are big players and amazing talent, but they're so hungry in every moment, in every training session, where you can really feel that they will give everything for the big result. And there you can understand, wow, this is amazing, man. And this was the part where I said it was only 1 year with this guy, but hopefully it will be like 10 years. But this is where I really understand this is something different.
Was it the same kind of emotion that you felt when you first came on the training ground? Because when I was preparing the interview, I was like trying to put myself in your shoes. What would I feel like the very first day, the very first time I saw all these big names, all this big environment, and the coach as well, at the training ground, working every day? How did it feel?
I think it was important for me that all the guys, they know me playing against them with Sevilla. So the start was much easier to arrive from a Spanish club than maybe from outside. So we had already some fights, some good games against them. So it's like a small contact was before there. So I remember also I changed twice a shirt with Iniesta after games. I spoke after some games with some players from Barca, so there was already like a bit first feeling, you know, and it's much easier for me. But of course, maybe I was not nervous, but I was really happy to be there now, to be part of them and not to have to fight against them. Because fight against them was not so easy.
What period of your time at Barcelona did you enjoy the most? Was it, I don't know, for instance, maybe the MSN era when you had Neymar, Messi and Suarez ahead of you? Was it after Iniesta departure? Was it before? When was the best moment for you at Barcelona? When you most enjoyed playing football there?
I think maybe the first 2 years. The first 2 seasons for me was not only maybe for my private part, because I think maybe my best season was in the World Cup season, the World Cup 2018 season. But the first two years, the first 2 seasons was like complete feeling that nobody can beat us. So that feel so strong that I can remember that after this Champions League final against Juventus, it was like, I don't want to go to holidays. I was still, let's play again against whoever you want, because I think that we did the perfect Champions League, because we won the French champion, the English champion, the German champion, the Italian champion. So it was like the best possible Champions Leagues, because you won all the big champions. But the feeling was like, even if they all together want to get a team, they can't beat us. So this was where we really feel that, wow, let's keep going on, because nobody can play against us. So there was the feeling to say, wow, this is amazing.
To be honest, from the outside, that's how it felt. Like you were impossible to beat. So you were right back in the day. My last question on Barcelona is a bit tricky, but I'm a big fan of the Premier League. I'm a Tottenham fan, and I watch a lot of English football. But when I watch Spanish football, obviously, mostly it's about Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, and Sevilla, and Valencia. But when I was looking at you at the very first part of your time in Barcelona, I felt a lot of enthusiasm in the team, you know, a big connection in between the players in the dressing room. We could guess that it was an amazing, connection between players. After a while, I would say after the World Cup, I felt like this connection was a bit different. I felt like it was a bit more tense, you know, like it was not as casual as it used to look like from the outside. Did you feel the same? Or was it just from the outside?
I'm totally agree with you. Because I'm really clear that if you can take the 11 best players in his position, this will be not the best team. This will be on the paper, you will be really happy. Or on FIFA, you will be really happy because your rating will be maybe at 100%. But this team will not win the games or even the big titles. They will win a lot of games, but not the big games. This was the difference, that in this first part of my stage in Barca, there you had the feeling that you can't go, I will go. I can go, you will go. So it was the feeling that wherever there will be a player from us. After that, even maybe the squad was even maybe better, but we didn't have this feeling together. And I'm totally agree with you that with all the respect to the other teams that won these big titles after us, I think that it was like a big present from us to give it to them, because if we was able in this moment to have this feeling, I'm sure that Barca will won many more big titles in the last years.
So for you, that's the reason why since 2015, no Champions League has been won by the club. This is the main reason to you. I
think finally because, you have to feel strong together, because we are 11 on the pitch. We can do now 5 changes, but there are 24, 25 players we are all together. No? So if you want to do whatever you want, so maybe you can go to fight against Nadal and Federer and Djokovic. There you can do whatever you want, but football is different. So if you are not able to do all you have to do for the team, so sometimes that's what I told you before. 7 best players, they will not win these big games, because you have to feel one team. You have to feel really strong together.
I want to talk about the national team because I know national team is really important to you. It's important in your story, to you, and in your career. First of all, most people ignore that, but you are Croatian, but you're so partly Swiss. Yeah. You played 50 games for Basel back in the day. How did you choose to play for Croatia and not Switzerland? And how did it feel after you made that choice?
I started playing for Switzerland in the under 15. So I was in the under 15 team from FC Basel, and there starts my my way playing for the Swiss national team. I get the Swiss passport when I was, I think, 12 or 13 years old. And with 15, I had this opportunity to defend the Swiss people, and it was amazing for me. For me, in all these years, was really clear that I will play with the Swiss national team. Then I start getting the next steps. I started to play under 16, under 18, under 21. Really soon, everything. With 18, I started to play with the first team also in Basel. And then was the step where I did the move to Schalke with 19 after an amazing season with Basel. And it was like the feeling because the people from the Croatian national team, the president in this moment, and the coach Slaven Bilic, he was crazy, calling me every day. He's coming to my home maybe 5 or 6 times in Switzerland. He did really everything to change my idea. No? And I'm sure that maybe if Slaven did all these movements and calls and everything, maybe today we will speak about a Swiss national player. So he did really a lot for this. And then when I did this move from Basel to Schalke, it was like a moment for me also to decide that the way in the national team. And I'm really clear because in some moments I was much closer to play with the Swiss national team. Because I was there playing around 5 years, and I'm so thankful what they did for me in this first step, because without this help, I couldn't be today the guy I am. But finally, I decided just to hear about what my heart want to decide. It was just a decision for Croatia, but never against Switzerland, because even if I couldn't choose in this moment, I will be the happiest guy in the world for sure, playing for this national team. But it was just thinking about the heart, and the heart decided to play for Croatia. And yes, wasn't easy because my family, my parents, they're still living in Switzerland, and first months wasn't really easy for them. But it was just a decision of the heart.
When you say it wasn't easy for them, do you mean that the Swiss people had a bad reaction to your choice?
Yeah, in some moments, yes. But even there, I want to try to understand them. But it was not easy for them. It was really not easy. This is also sometimes a part of sport. But it was a hard time, at least for my parents.
You know what? I want to keep the smile on your face. So let's keep talking about good stuff. Good stuff means the record that you managed to reach with Croatia. You brought the national team for the very first time of Croatian history to the final of the World Cup. How big that is. How did you feel when you, after such a big journey, it was unbelievable. Before I had you on the phone, I was today, watching the whole journey that you and your teammates had before losing against France. Sorry, I'm French, so I was happy that day. But today I'm your friend, so I'm going to be sad with you today. But
we will finish the interview now. We will finish the interview.
I should have said that after the interview. But the journey until the very end was amazing. I remember the way you were playing football at the very first stage of the competition. It was unbelievable. Did you realize back in the day when you were playing this football, how good you were playing?
I think for us, it starts everything when we did the preseason in Croatia, where I just told to Luka. I say, Luka, already there we was like playing nine years together in the national team. I say, Luka, now we feel a bit different. Maybe in other years with the names we had a stronger team, but here we can feel something. Maybe we can do finally this this step to do something with our generation, an important result. And I thought, yes, really there is something, and it's going like day by day. It was an atmosphere that you get 10 friends and you go to holidays. It was like this. Every day after every training session, we take coffee together. We went out to do, to playing ping pong, everything, It was like a feeling to say, they are not here to play the World Cup. They are here just to enjoy together, Not only to speak about the players. It was like the team around us. We had a feeling that was big family to Russia and to beat the world. Where we really start to realize that it was like after the penalties against Denmark, where we say, wow, here, we can do big things. But it was like day by day, starting against Nigeria, and then this big win against Argentina. It was like, be careful, but maybe with a bit luck, we can do a big result. And it was like under the last game.
So you said, even before starting the competition, you and Luka, you had the feeling like maybe something different could happen. But for the rest of the team, did it actually change in their mind after the big victory against Argentina? Was it the moment that they decided, maybe we can do something this time?
Yeah, but we had an important moment before our first game where we had a problem with Nikola Kalinic, where the coach had a small problem with him, and he went out of the squad. And we told that here we are a family. We are one family. The national team, they create a hashtag family. So we are family. We are one together. And this moment was maybe bad for the team because we lose one really important player. But in the other part was maybe important to get even closer, to get even closer to say, we have to be strong together, man. We have to be one to the other. We can do important things. So we have to start in a perfect way. In this tournament, we beat Nigeria, and then against Argentina, it was like, let's enjoy. So everybody in the world expected Argentina will beat us. So, and we get, I remember the night before we was in the hotel speaking about this, we say, so let's go 1 against 1, and we have a good team, man. We are strong too. We are Croatia. There are different colors, but we have good players, man. We can do it. Let's go for them. And our coach was so important because he was so positive. He gave us positive, good energy. And I think even in the way how we did this game against Argentina, it was like, these guys, be careful, because if they get confidence, they will be strong.
Okay, I have a final question before a very short game. The final, well, obviously, forget that I'm French, because you will hate me. But the scenario, considering the rest of the competition, I watched the final game again, and I felt like if I was from Croatia, the pain would have been awful for me to stand, for me to move on from. And I was wondering, how did you do it? Because you were on the pitch. You actually managed to equalize after the first goal that you conceded by your own player scoring against in his own goal. How did you manage to react, to rebound, to bounce back after that?
I think for us, it was really clear in the final that after these fights we had before, against Denmark, against Russia, and even also against England, I was, of course, in the first minutes not, but after some minutes, a bit of less power already, that it was really hard the last 10-15 days that we had behind us. And there are these small details where it was against us. I think this first goal, in my mind, is not a free kick. The penalty, you can give it, but if you say no, everything is okay also. So these small details in this game was against us. Our goalkeeper, normally he couldn't play. He was injured. Our right back, he was more with the medical people than with us. So it was like a moment to say, yeah, we are at our last energy part, and we have to try it. But even like this, I think that we did maybe our best 50-55 minutes of the tournament, because I remember one situation, I think it was at the moment the result 1-1, that Deschamps was going crazy with Pogba and some players because they didn't know how to defend us. It's different when you watch a game on TV and you are on the pitch. There you can see what happened between them, what they are speaking about, how is the sensation. And it was the feeling that they don't know how to defend us. They don't know how to attack us. That it was like there's everywhere is a Croatian guy. So there, I feel that Deschamps was looking for something to change in his team, to say this is not good. But finally, football is sometimes like this, that even maybe we did our maybe best 50 minutes of the tournament, but you're running behind. You're running behind, and I think after 65 minutes, now already our power was out, was killing us, and even you had the feeling that if Mbappé was shooting from the midfield, it will be also going in. So the first moment was unbelievable. It was really hard. I was sick already to say, wow, you're so close, man. You're so close, and normally you don't know if you will have again this opportunity. But maybe 10 minutes, just looking to our people, it was like what I told the guys after the game in the dressing room, that we are 4.5 million in Croatia. But I'm sure that that day we was more than 400, 500 million people. Everybody was going with Croatia. I'm sorry, I know you are French. But I'm sure that around 90% of the world was going with us. And this moment to say that, they are champion. Of course, congratulations, you deserve it, of course. But we was able to give so many love to the people, to many people to say they are like they had an identification with the Croatian team, with the Croatian players. I would like to have the golden ball in the hand, of course. it's how it is. It's how it is. But after that, to say, you were so close and you did this other part amazing. So, of course, again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
I know you're happy. But after this first time, it was really, really happy. And I never again saw this game. And I will never watch it again. For the experience was really amazing.
Okay. You said earlier that it was a pain for you to face Barcelona because the players were amazing. I can tell you, facing that team of Croatia, that was a nightmare. In the middle, you and Luka, oh, mate, amazing. Once this is said, just a small game to finish, if you agree with that.
Okay.
It's called The Best Interview. It's going to be quick. I give you a quick question. You give me a quick answer. Okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me the best player you ever played with?
Leo Messi.
Easy question. The toughest opponent you've had on the pitch?
The toughest? Essien.
Oh, yeah, big player. The best striker you've ever seen?
Leo Messi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's complicated to put him in a category. So, I'll give it to you. The worst football day of your life?
World Cup final.
That was for me. The most talented player in terms of dribbling?
Andrés Iniesta.
Yeah, it was amazing, but I was expecting Neymar, but Iniesta was better.
Yeah, but it's like I told sometimes to Iniesta, it's like to take so many olive oil, because you know that olive oil is really important in Spain, and it's going everything like so easy, you know. You look to him and you say, "How you did this?" It was like music, you know.
Yeah. When you look at him, football looks so easy. So easy. The best coach you ever played for?
So I was lucky to have a lot. This is not easy to. I will say, Unai Emery.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It is. Well, you are the second person to tell me that. But you have had so many great coaches. I wasn't expecting that answer. Yeah. How was it so special?
Because how he lives his job and how he put all his energy to his team, to the training session, to the video analysis. It's amazing.
Let's hope that Julio Lopetegui won't kill you after that. But
sorry, you can maybe put this interview in 2 years. So
maybe. The best coach you ever played against?
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, he said you were the most underrated player because he said you were so talented and people had no idea how much. So
thank you, but
that's fair.
For me, I would like to work with him once. Even now, it's a bit difficult because I'm getting older. But thank you so much. I will never forget it. And I think he's one of the biggest coaches in the world for sure.
Okay. The best memory in a dressing room?
Wow, there was also so many, but maybe after the win with the Europe League with Seville.
Okay.
We won 2014 in Turin against Benfica, and this dressing room was crazy.
For this answer, I was expecting either the win in 2015 in Champions League with Barcelona or the win after the game against England in the World Cup. But you surprised me.
Also, but I can explain, because Barca, they are not. I don't want to say it's normal to win, but they know how is it to win big times, you know. And for us in the World Cup, it was also like they are going day by day, and every day was crazy. So every day was like beating England for us. This ambition we had there, but this day in Turin with Seville was something even a bit maybe unexpected, you know. So where maybe was a different feeling.
The funniest player in the dressing room?
Koke.
Oh yeah, I was expecting Dani Alves. Koke?
But not Koke from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I know. I know. The most surprising personality you have ever met in football?
Was also so many. But surprising in a good way, Dani Alves.
Okay.
So crazy, but so a big worker.
It looks like it. It looks like it. And last question. The biggest phone number you've got in your cell phone? The one you were never expected to have in your cell phone and you have it. What is?
Maybe the president of Croatia.
That's something. That's something, yeah. Ivan, thank you very much, my friend.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for this invitation.
No worries. Did you have a good time?
Amazing. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it. My eyes are like this, you know. I had so much fun. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. And hopefully I'll see you again this season on the pitch. Well, I'll say, you said you're getting older, but 34 today, 46 games last season. Do you have an agreement with Julen Lopetegui to maybe get a little bit less game during the season, or are you going as much as you can?
As much as I can. So I remember in the World Cup season, I did 72 in this season. So maybe next season I can beat my record. So no problem. If I go, I will go at 100% until the final. This is how I am.
Okay, keep enjoying it because we're enjoying watching you playing football, mate.
Take
care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Et voilà, merci Ivan, merci à tous, j'espère que vous avez passé un bon moment encore une fois parce que c'était la folie. On se retrouve très vite pour un autre épisode de Colinterview avec d'autres invités et d'autres anecdotes complètement folles. Allez, ciao.